Stop arguing with these men. You're giving them exactly what they want. Are you the type of girly who likes to send long paragraphs and argue about this and this and that to try to make it clear that you stand on business and you know your worth, and you're sending long paragraphs to make it clear that he did this and this and that wrong, and now you want to show him that you're not afraid of clocking it? You are setting yourself up for literally being energy ciphered and controlled by these men, because you're giving them exactly what they want. You're giving them your energy. And here are some of the ways in which men take your energy by making you argue, overshare, and just give more in general. Number one, they will act like they're woke so that they will get you to argue for your cause. Some women are hard to make argue, but men know that women in general are more morally correct. They want to fight for certain things. And if a man can start spitting the whole like, I'm so feminist, pro-choice, all of this and all of that, then he's more likely to make you argue, because you'll be like, oh my God, you are so right, this and this and that. He wants you to start opening up so he knows that he can push your buttons. Essentially, he doesn't really care too much about whatever it is he says he cares about, especially if he's talking about feminism. He just wants to know that he can make you talk and give your energy about a specific cause. Because in general, if you are someone who's very adamant about seeking justice in general, and your seeking justice is being very verbal and being very like everything flows up within you, like you want to call things out, if that's what you feel like is the way to get justice, it's the easiest way for these men to learn to manipulate you, because they see, okay, well, she's someone who will literally start pouring out energy into whatever it is she's doing when she is put in a position where something is touching to her. If something comes close to her heart, then I can get her riled up, and that will get her to spend more energy on me, or spend so much energy on arguing the cause that she doesn't have any energy to go anywhere else. Essentially, it's a way to drain you so that you don't have the energy to go out and do better. Actually, that's draining you so much that the things that you actually want to go out and stand up for, you're not going to have any energy to be able to go out and make something of yourself, to be able to give to those causes or stand up for whatever it is you want to stand up for, because a man already stole that energy from you. Another way men try to make you argue is by sharing a lot, oversharing about themselves first. When men start oversharing a lot about whatever it is they've gone through, and this was so hard and this made me cry or whatever, it is actually to ambush you so that you let down your guard and you tell something about yourself that you've gone through. They don't care about whatever it is you've gone through. What they're hoping for is that you're going to be super thoughtful when it comes to whatever it is they said. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you went through that. And then whatever it is you went through, they're going to be like, wow, you went through that? How did that affect you? Wow, that must have taken a toll on you in a negative way that makes you feel like you're stupid or you're dumb or you're going to doubt yourself. And now you feel like you've shared something with him and he shares something with you. So you feel like you have to be giving and giving and giving more. You feel like you can't be leaving things behind because now you've already shared too much. This is why I always say oversharing. If a man is trying to make you overshare, or you feel like someone wants to know more about you, especially if a man says, I want to know everything about you, that's a red flag, because you're not supposed to be oversharing everything you've gone through, especially in your childhood or whatever it is that makes you feel like, oh, you know what, this is something I need to work on. Because when you share too much, you're likely also to share a lot of things that might be able to be used against you. And if whatever it is you've gone through is not a scar, a faded scar, but still a wound, people can pour salt into that wound very easily. And one thing we have to understand about men is that men crave feminine energy, or they crave the energy that women carry. And the way that they harvest this energy, if they're not healthy, if they haven't healed their own feminine energy, because if they haven't healed their own feminine energy, they're always going to be taking feminine energy, not building feminine energy up. Because a healthy masculine man who also has a healthy balance of feminine, because he's healed his feminine so he can step into his masculine, will always be able to build feminine more. He sees feminine energy and he will be able to nurture it. But a man that hasn't healed his feminine energy will always be trying to take, because his cup is never full, because there's literally cracks in it. He's trying to take from elsewhere when in reality he should be healing himself. And that's why it doesn't matter to him whether the energy you're giving him or the energy he gets from a woman is positive or negative. Because to him, it strokes his ego and it makes him feel validated regardless. He just wants to know that he got you around his little finger, and he wants to be able to feel the pull of that. Whether that is a pull of you literally being extremely frustrated and you giving him a whole list of everything that he's done wrong. You should never, first and foremost, be sending some dude paragraphs about what he's done wrong. If you're breaking up with him, why are you sending him a paragraph? You're not seeing that man again. Paragraphs in general. He doesn't deserve all that. And that's exactly why men reply, I'm not reading all that. Your energy is scarce. And whenever it is, you feel like your energy is being tugged on and your emotions are being literally riled up. Like, ooh, I don't like this. I didn't like he did that. I didn't like that he did that. Or I'm going to have to try to fix it. That's essentially the energy you get in your heart when you are like, oh, I don't like this. It's that I need to fix it. That's what women have been programmed to do. We've been programmed to mitigate risk, which means we've been programmed to try to solve everything. And because we've been programmed to try to solve everything, we do not understand that when we try to solve everything, we actually pour energy into things that are not going to do us any better, because these men know exactly what they're doing. This is also why I say it's the stupidest thing you could do as a woman is say that men are stupid, because these men know exactly what they're doing. But they just want you to get riled up and be calling them stupid, because then they have an alibi and then they get your energy by calling them stupid. It's much better to say that these men are very, very smart, because then they don't get the ego stroke of being able to run around and say, I'm such a stupid man, and all of the girls laughing at him because, yeah, you know you're stupid, haha. If you say a man is really smart, then suddenly it's like, ooh, I'm gonna have to live up to that. And whatever it is I do, she expects me to be smart, so I can't just mess up. How you react to how a man behaves is exactly how he decides whether you're someone who is easily controllable, whether you're someone who's easily gonna forgive him. We give them too much information by arguing with them, especially if he's trying to make you riled up by arguing. You're gonna say things that you don't necessarily mean. Or you're going to say things that he can use against you, because now you've said a lot like, oh, well, you get riled up like that. Then he can use that against you. And he will use the fact that you get emotional to twist your words and to put you in a position where you feel like you're the fool, and now you have to mitigate the risk. You have to solve the problem. And in return, he gets all of your energy. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're happy. He doesn't care if you're sad. He just knows that he got your energy, which means that you can't put your energy somewhere else. As I said before, if you have something that you really care about, if you want to be successful, if you want to help people, if you want to, whatever it is you want to do, if you want to help a cause, or you want to help people, or you want to help whatever. If you're someone who's sending men paragraphs, if you're someone who's saying that men are stupid, if you're someone who's arguing with your boyfriend or your partner or your husband about this and this and that, if you're someone who turns into anger from inside out whenever someone brings up something that is close to your heart or your consciousness, or something that's happened to you and you get triggered, you will be manipulated. You will be manipulated and you will be energy harvested. And you don't deserve to go through that. But the men want you to go through that, because they understand that that's the way that they get your power. So they do everything in their power to make you do more. Notice how when you're arguing and you're telling him everything that's wrong, he's not doing anything. He's just sitting there, because he's making you do more when he knows that he should be doing more. He's just putting more burden upon you. And he's getting himself an alibi for why he should leave, or why you're not really a good woman, because you're so nasty. Don't give him that grace. And I'm not telling you need to be perfect, because this is hard in the beginning to learn not to argue with men. But you need to work on it, because if not, you will be energy ciphered. So, what do you do when a man is trying to make you argue? Whenever a man does something wrong, first and foremost, understand that whatever it is that man is doing, he knows already that he did it, and he also knows that it's wrong. The only thing you need to bring to his attention is the fact that you don't appreciate that and you do not like that. You don't have to go into a nitty-gritty conversation about how you didn't like that he did it in this way and that way and all of these things. He knows that what he did was wrong. He knows that whatever it is he brings up and he wants to make you argue about is not something he should be trying to make you argue about. This is where it's so important to master the art of detachment, which is literally understanding that if you are writing long paragraphs to a man because he did something wrong, trying to cuss him out, saying you did this and this and that, who do you think you are? You're not taking control of the situation. You're actually just petting the man like he's a dog who just bit someone. Do you pet a dog after the dog bites someone? No, because you know that that dog is going to think that he's doing something right. The same thing with a man. You don't give him attention like that when he's done something wrong, because in his head he's done something right, because you want to spend all of your energy on him, which means that you're probably so attached to him that you're gonna stick even if he does everything wrong. He just sees it as you being so connected with him, like you want to be so close to him and you don't want to lose whatever it is you have, that you feel like you need to mitigate the risk, you need to control the situation. What really makes these men scared in their little pants is retracting your energy and not interacting with it. That doesn't mean you can't make him know that whatever it is he said or whatever it is he did is not something you appreciate. But instead of you being like sending a whole text message paragraph about whatever he did wrong, cussing him out, you just retract the energy and let him come to you. Let him apologize to you, because he knows what he did wrong. And if he knows what he does wrong, he'll also know why you feel weird. And he'll have to change his behavior to make you become comfortable, soft, essentially knowing he can't get no access to no energy unless he changes his behavior. He doesn't get access to more energy by changing his behavior. He gets access to less. That trains him to let him know that whatever it is he's doing is not working. This also goes for whenever it is a man is trying to be woke and trying to rile you up to talk about things that make you feel emotional, or rile you up to talk about things that make you like you're passionate about, but not in a positive way, but like in a negative way where you like, I want justice. These men pose as woke so they can get you to be angry, because that is literally still energy ciphering. They don't care that you are talking about hating men in general. You're talking about hating men to him. That's still giving him energy. You're talking about your narcissistic ex-boyfriend to him. That's still giving him energy. That's why these men, when they're out in the wild, they try to go up to women and do that. Like, oh, you look so and so. Do you like this and this? Or they try to insult women to make them argue with them. Be like, you shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be doing that. Women are very, very much prone to trying to control the situation instead of removing their energy, which is very normal when you are in a society where we're very often triggered. But if we want to be less triggered, we have to understand that wherever is we put our attention is wherever energy will flow. So if we put our attention towards the fact that our man is doing all of this wrong and this and this and that, we're essentially not leaving space and energy for the right things to come into our life, aka the right man. We're saying we're so occupied with whatever it is that's so bad, and the universe is going to be like, girl, you don't have space for nothing good. That's exactly what these men have clogged. That you don't have space for nothing good if they can make you argue about everything that's wrong. This is why the best power you have as a woman is detaching and removing your energy. This does not mean that you can't have a connection with a man. This does not mean that you can't have a good relationship with a man, but you have to be very aware of how arguing with him will always make you lose, because he's not here to argue. He's just here to take energy. He doesn't care if he wins or he loses. He just wants your energy. So you will always lose no matter if you win the argument, because you spent your time arguing, and that is an energy loss for you. Energy you could be spending on building your business, building yourself, making yourself more beautiful. Instead, you're using that energy on cussing a man out, going all like writing him a whole paragraph, enmeshing yourself in some discussion you're trying to win, and now you're heightening your cortisol levels. Probably you're getting hormonal acne or whatever it is that happens when you get stressed. And that makes you feeling less like yourself. And that's what this man did on purpose, so that you would be more connected to him, so that you wouldn't be leaving him, because now you felt like you spent all of this time on him. You spent all of this energy trying to mitigate the situation. Don't try to mitigate no situation. He's the one who has to feel like he's losing. And he doesn't feel like he's losing unless there's silence. So as we finish up this episode, I want to say things that you should stop doing. Sending paragraphs, arguing with a man over text, telling a man everything he's doing wrong in long detail about how he did this and this and that, engaging in conversation with a man that only wants to talk about things that are emotionally triggering, clocking when a man is only talking about your emotional drama. He's not doing that because he likes you or because he wants to make sure that we work through this. He's doing this to have you in a chokehold. Like, he's bringing up your family drama. He's bringing up whatever it is you went through because he wants to have you in a chokehold, because now you felt like you've shared that with him. So, I can't share this with nobody else, and he wants to help me. He doesn't want to help you. He just tries to use it so that he has you, your energy, and you're afraid of going somewhere else because now you've shared all of this very, very intimate stuff. The most strong thing you can do as a woman is retract your energy. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect, because perfectionism does not exist. This is a process of learning how to be more calm when it comes to standing on your business and not getting triggered. And if he's the type of guy who's prone to punching walls, you should not be with that guy anyways. If you going silent through an argument is going to make him punch a wall, like, girl, what are you doing? Get out. Men are really, really adamant about guilt tripping women into feeling like they're the ones who are doing something wrong, when in reality he did something wrong. So that's why they try to nag and they try to bring up the conversation. They want you to spill all of your beans so that they can say, well, you're the one who's over exaggerating. You're the one who's all over the place. They want to flip it on you, but they can't do that if you're not saying anything. So mind your business, build a business, build yourself. And understand that you're giving a man exactly what he wants when you argue with him. And the last little analogy that I'm going to do is the cake analogy, which is my favorite, the pie analogy actually, which is basically, if you go into your kitchen and you're about to bake a pie and you take out all the ingredients, and then as you're taking out the ingredients from the cupboard, you see some pepper, and you know pepper doesn't belong in your pie. Do you start cussing out the pepper for being in the cupboard? You know the pepper doesn't belong in your pie, so why are you cussing it out? Why are you making a big deal about it? Your pie is not going to get made faster, aka your life is not going to become what you want it to be, having a man who does what you want him to do, takes care of you the way you deserve. If the only thing you can focus on is putting all of your energy towards all of the things that go wrong. And I'm not saying that means that you have to ignore all red flags. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just more saying, if you put all of your energy into arguing about the pepper that's not even going in your pie, this is not even what you want in your life, are you going to get any closer to getting the life and the partner that you truly want? No, you're not. No, you're not. They're not going to change. Their mind is already set. Whatever they did, they know that they did. It's the pepper is there for a reason. It's there. But if you argue with it, if you try to talk to everyone about everything that's wrong, it's not getting you any closer to where you want to go. That does not justify the fact that the pepper probably shouldn't be going into a pie. But it's a very good example of where attention goes, energy flows, and you will get stuck with men or people that will make you argue and go into triggered mode over and over again if you do not catch yourself understanding that you're literally cussing out the pepper in your cupboard. It's not taking you anywhere closer to where you want to go. And if you don't catch yourself and change that and take away your energy and start focusing on, you know what, if this is not something I want, I'm going to focus on my pie. I'm going to build my pie. I'm going to bake my pie. You have to think about would my future husband do that? No? Well, I'm going to just keep focusing on whatever it is I do want. And I'm going to ignore and not give energy to what I don't want. Of course, within reason, because there's healthy communication as well. But on this channel, we generally don't really talk about healthy communication. A lot of the times we talk about the toxic stuff you gotta be aware of, girl. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comment section if you want anything other, if you want me to talk about anything else, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.